Hello, this is Dr. Stanley Lang. Welcome to this broadcast, which is on strength training at home. And I should add for beginners primarily, and I should also add no equipment needed. And so I'd like to share with you a couple stories with patients, real life experiences. The first one happened many years ago. There's a patient that I had seen for decades, really, and he had been an avid golfer. And so when he would come in, I would ask him how he was doing with his golf game. And one day he came in, he was in his 80s already. And I asked him how he was doing, and he said, had to give it up. And I asked him, well, why do you have to do that? And he said, well, every time I bend over to put the ball on the tee, I lose my balance, I fall over, and I have to crawl around on the ground until I can find something to pull myself up. And I don't want to do that anymore. So he gave up playing golf. So I taught him a simple exercise that when I saw him back a month and a half later, it was 4 to 6 weeks later, it's no more than 6 weeks. I asked him how he was doing, and he said that he'd been able to resume his golf game because this particular exercise had strengthened him in the area that he needed the most to be able to resume playing golf. So that was a big deal for him. Taught me a valuable lesson about how a simple exercise can really radically change people's lives. Now, today I saw a patient who has been severely deconditioned because of a variety of health issues, was in the hospital a long time, was in a nursing home recovering after the hospital, and finally got back home, really was not too happy with life, couldn't even get out of the chair. So when I saw her back the last time, I taught her this same simple exercise, which I'll describe to you in a moment. And she started doing it. And lo and behold, when I saw her back this time, not only was she getting out of her chair more easily, but she was actually sitting up more straight. Now, she usually slumps like a sack of potatoes, and this time she was just sitting up, much better posture, which I hadn't talked to her about, but it's a good example of how just working on one part of the body sort of ripples into the rest of the body. And so the exercise that I taught both of these people, in which I teach a lot of folks, and this is for beginners, obviously. This is not for somebody that goes to the gym every day or every other day or whatever, or does a lot of weightlifting. But if you're at a starting point, all of the exercises that are part of our simple home strength program that we have a link for on this video, or underneath this video, all of them are simple. There are 5 key exercises that if you do all 5 of them, they cover the major muscle groups in the whole body. And it's a sufficient workout for the average person, and there's no equipment required. So this particular exercise that I taught both of these patients is a variation on a squat. Now, everybody knows what a squat is. You squat down to pick stuff up all the time. If you're strong enough, you do that. But if you're not, you squat down, you don't get back up. You're stuck. And a lot of patients are in that place, and they don't know how to get from there to in better shape. So this simple exercise will do it. And if you can walk, you can do this exercise. The way you do it is that you find a wall that you can slide up and down on. And you position yourself so that you're leaning against that wall with your feet in front of you. So you kind of move your feet slowly in front of you. And then you just do a mini squat. I tell my patients, don't go down any farther than 6 inches. You don't need to go any deeper than 6 inches. And then I ask them to do 10 of those mini squats, and then they're done for the day, and to gradually work up till they are doing 10 sets of 10 or 5 sets of 20, which is 100 mini squats a day. Now, that going down only 6 inches doesn't seem like much for somebody who's in pretty good shape. So if you're in pretty good shape, obviously all you do is increase the depth a little bit. And the nice thing about this strategy is that it isolates a lot of the muscles in the leg without working on balance when you're leaning against the wall. And the other nice thing is if a person has balance issues, they can't fall over. So if their feet are spaced apart and they're leaning against the wall, as they're doing the mini squats, they can't fall over. And so I teach this exercise. This is one of the 2 core exercises that I teach people who have any kind of a balance issue. This is going to be one of the things that I really focus on. Now, this isn't the main way that we teach squats in the program, but it's an alternative that we teach. And in our program, we have beginning exercises for everybody. And so if you have almost no strength and you want to start to build some strength and you don't want to invest in a lot of equipment, purchase the program. It will take you from where you're at to where you want to get. You can start at almost no strength anywhere to get to pretty strong everywhere if you want to. It'll take you on that path. And so we have lots of video instruction on how to do all the details correctly. Now, there's lots and lots and lots of YouTube videos. Most of them teach the technique incorrectly. They don't go over the details correctly. They don't anticipate the questions that patients have. And we do in this program. So if you have any desire to do a strength program, and you should if you want to be well, then I encourage you to get this program. I wish you well, God bless, and have a great day.